Hello and welcome to the Business Made Easy show. I'm your host, Fiona Hall, the how-to lady. And today I'm interviewing the fabulous Sarah Lochead Macmilllian. And we're talking about selling made easy. And the reason I really want to talk about that is I know that this month I've noticed some stuff that's come up on social media in various places where people are talking about the challenges they have with selling. Now, there's always new stuff to learn, and there's also stuff we need to review now and again and just get clear what are those things that are stopping us from closing the sale, approaching the right people, and actually knowing that process and how it works for you and specifically for your business and your products and services. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that with Sarah today. And before we do that, if you haven't already, jump across and join us in the Business Made Easy tribe. It's a Facebook group. It's a place to learn, to grow, to connect with other business owners who are curious about finding the easy way to do business. Because I think if it's hard, I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to find the solution and find the easy way. So come and join me and the tribe in the Business Made Easy Facebook group. Now, I'm going to jump in now and do my little golden nugget of wisdom. And I'm going to go back to a blog I wrote over 2 years ago. And the reason I'm doing that is I've had a couple of people ask me, Fiona, how do you find a business coach? You always look at things and systemize it and figure it out. What have you done in terms of finding a business coach? So I've made mistakes like the rest of us. And so each time I make a mistake, I'm like, what's my learning here? And that's how I grow my business and how I help my clients to grow theirs too. And Sarah and I just made a comment about that. As soon as something goes wrong, right, that's an opportunity to go, right, let's figure this out, capture it, write it down, figure out the system for it. So we don't have to go through that bloody well pain that we have just gone through again, right? Cool. Okay, so I wrote a 3-part series on finding a business coach. This is because I got burnt and I threw a lot of money at somebody and they did an awesome sales process on me. I was totally hooked. Yep, want to work with you. You know what? They suckered me in really good. So now I know there was part of my gut that says, Fiona, is it really going to give you what you want? Is it really the person that you want to work with? And I should have listened to my gut. So what I want to do is pass on this knowledge from my mistakes and my learnings to you. So the business coach. Part 1, I want you to think about, first of all, if you're looking for a coach, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve in your business? Is it a revenue target? Are you not earning enough money? Is it a better lifestyle? Are you really struggling with your work-life balance around your family? By the way, there's no such thing as work-life balance. But are you struggling to take care of yourself in terms of making sure your health was taken care of, in terms of exercise and eating right and all that kind of stuff? So maybe it's not the business, it's some other stuff that needs coaching in. So get clear on that, the lifestyle stuff. Are you in the position where your sales are coming in, you've got loads of revenue, but you are the only person doing all the work and you are stressed and overwhelmed? Do you need to grow a team around you to support you to allow your business growth? Do you want to figure out, you know what, I'm doing too much of the stuff myself, I need to hand it over to somebody in my business and delegate? Is that where you are? Is it a mindset? Are you stuck? Are you stuck in an idea that working is, owning your own business is hard, slog, and I have to work long hours? Are you stuck in an old way of thinking that's stopping you from growing your business? Have you recognized that by reading a book or watching a TED talk and gone, hey, actually, there might be an easier way? So get clear on what you want to achieve with that business coach. That's the very first thing. So where's the gap in your knowledge? Where's the gap in your business? Figure that out. Then the other thing I want you to think about, part 2 of that, is how much time do you have realistically to commit to a business coaching program? So you might be meeting with your coach, say 45 minutes, an hour, I don't know, once a week, once a fortnight, once a month. You know, how's it going to fit in with your other current commitments? Because it takes time. Now, often when you've got a coach with you or a mentor, you actually have homework to do. So there's stuff that you need to do that might be extra on top of your current work, business, life commitments. How are you going to find the time to fit that in? Because the biggest problem I see is people commit to programs and they do not put the time aside to make it work and actually action the stuff they need to. Now, to do that, that means you need to take something out of your commitment list that you currently have. So you need to say no to something to fit this new thing in. So think about, what are you going to give up? What are you going to change to fit that time in? And then, can you actually be really honest with yourself about what you're good at and what you're not good at? Now, this is quite challenging. Most of us who start in business, we have a pretty healthy ego and we have a pretty good self-esteem. But actually admitting, you know what, for me, numbers, finances, not my strength. That took a lot for me to actually admit that. So what do you need to admit that you're not good at, and then be able to share that with a coach and mentor? Does your gut tell you that this person hasn't really got the skills, hasn't got your best interests at heart, or are they not? Have they not done this before? Have they not got evidence to support that specific need that you have to get the results that you need? So there's some quite deep, hard questions there that I want you to think about. If you want a copy of that blog, I'll make sure I pop it in the show notes. But that's the preparation part of thinking about a business coach. It's a big decision, it's a commitment, it's money and it's time. And it's also, if you get it wrong, it's going to cost you money and time and hold your business back. So have a really frank, honest discussion with yourself. If you find that hard, find a business bestie, someone else in business, and run those questions by them and help get some clarity around that. So that's my little lesson, my little golden nugget today. I hope that you guys got some value out of that. I know Sarah's probably nodding about a lot of those questions because she's a great coach and she would be really honest with people about if she cannot help them, I'm sure she'll say so. And you know what? That is the very best type of coach. If someone says, you know what, I can't help you. And I often do that. Like someone comes to me and I go, you know what, you actually need some marketing help right now, or you need some coaching around your financials and your numbers. I can't help you. And you need to be able to, that for me, when I'm looking at somebody, if someone can say no to me, I think that's fantastic. So listen for that person who says yes to every single one of your requests, because they might not be able to be skilled in all of those areas. Yeah. So that's a real big little thing to check into. So that's my nugget of wisdom for today. I hope you got some value out of that, and I got you thinking about coaching and mentoring, because it will help grow your business. I guarantee it's bloody hard work to do it on your own. You do need somebody else to bounce ideas off, to challenge you, and to help you learn new ways to do things. So I'm going to get into introducing my guest, Sarah Lochead Macmilllian. She has a business called business2booster.com. Sorry, Business Turbo Booster. I want you to go and check her out. I'll make sure in the show notes I put a link to her website. Today we're talking about the topic of selling made easy. Now, Sarah is a woman who's after my own heart. She loves scheduling and planning. She's warm and she's funny, and she cracks me up every time I talk to her. But she'll also kick your business butt into shape. She will make sure she'll hold the iron to the fire and make sure that you get the results, and ask you the tough questions that maybe you've been avoiding, but you know what? You need to ask them to get the growth and get the change. So Sarah is a mentor, she's a trainer, she's a business coach, and she's a speaker, and she runs workshops. And she's all about accountability, actions, and achievement. She's a hands-on mentor to business owners who are wanting to grow. She's wanting to help you get the sales that you want, get the clients that you want, and have fun and get more freedom back in your life. And we all want a bit of that, don't we? And she also wants to ensure that you make the money easily. Now, that's something that I want to hear more about, because who doesn't want more easiness in their life? I sure do. She's got several programs and courses she's designed specifically for small to medium-sized businesses to help boost that progress. And she's also got capability funding through the NZTE, so she can help with the cost, which is great. So for small businesses, that's often a barrier. So you can get a discount if you go through the capability funding. So welcome, Sarah. It's fantastic to have you here. Would you like to tell the listeners today a little bit of background about who you are and how you got into being a business coach?
Hi Fiona, thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm quite excited.
Yay.
getting into business mentoring coaching, I kind of fell into it. I started off as a banker. Everybody hurled that against me. I know a few things. But, helping people out with banking and finance, when people have financial difficulties, the root cause is potentially management systems and processes.
Yeah.
And finding out those kind of problems and telling clients about those problems and showing them they have problems and showing the owners how to get out of their own way and stop causing problems was how I started coaching.
Great. And we're going to talk about selling, because I know selling, you and I both love this topic. It's something that's dear to our hearts. So one of the key things that you propose, we usually cover 3 things for those of you listening to the show. And we're going to talk about why you aren't closing the sale. So tell us, Sarah, what do you see with clients, why they're not closing the sale?
So, small businesses, medium businesses, they've started up because they love what they do.
Yeah.
They're really good at creating a thing or producing a thing or showing you a thing. It's the whole life revolves around the thing.
Yeah.
And then we've got friends and networks, and we're all very intertwined with them, and we're very casual about it, and they want to show you the thing. But what they don't want to do is they don't want to sell the thing.
Yeah.
Because they don't know they can sell the thing, or they don't know how much it's worth. They don't know the value of the thing. So often when they talk about the very one thing they're passionate about, they talk about what it does, not what it creates.
So they're not selling the outcome, not talking about the outcome for the client.
Correct. They're not talking about what it does for you. They created the thing to do something, but they keep talking about the thing. They don't talk about what it does. And what it does creates the interest for buyers.
Good point.
So we're not talking about this is going to make your life better in this way. To the right buyers, you're never going to close a sale.
Yeah. And so what do you see the most common problem with people in terms of what they're going out to networking groups and they're talking about, oh, look at my great widget, but they're not talking about, look how my widget saved this person time and money. And
well, we all network well to a certain degree, but we all talk about the wrong thing. I mean, I don't know if you've been networking and somebody says what you do, and you start with, especially as a woman, you start with, I'm juster. And I tell you what, I've met so many justers. Because you aren't juster. You aren't just an accountant, you aren't just a coach. You actually create and do something at an outcome. So if people say to me, what do I do? Well, I kick people's asses so they can create results.
Yeah.
Now, nobody then says, oh, that's a business coach. So the first thing about networking is we're not juster.
Yes, I love it. And do you think that specifically women, we undervalue our own, there's this natural tendency to undervalue what we are and what we do?
I think it's more prevalent in women. I think it's noticeable in men, but men tend to get around it by talking a lot more about sports and the jocularity around being able to communicate with men on a different level. Whereas with women, we're often competing on a less even playing field sometimes, so we're often a little bit more nervous.
Yeah.
Not saying men aren't.
Yeah.
But we feel that we have to justify our space that we've created.
Definitely.
It's the justification that calls the juster. Yeah,
I like that. So no more justers, anyone's listening? If you say juster.
Because we all do really, really wonderful things, and there's some real wonderful business people out there who tell you they just make widgets. And it's wrong. They need to say, I make a widget that does this for your life. Yeah. So they need, basically what you're saying then is we need to own how good the thing is that we create or do. Fully own it. Yeah, totally. And you have to own it in terms of what it does for others, because that's why you created it in the first place.
Yeah, brilliant, cool. So when you get clear about that and you really own that, and are confident about that, then it's easy to speak about it, right?
Absolutely. But you also generate more interest, more
Yeah.
question. You answer it because it's a subject you're comfortable with, because it's about your stuff, which generates more interest, which, guess what, leads you to a sales conversation.
Brilliant. I like it. It is. So no more justas. Get clear about the value that you produce. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. And that leads us into the next point that you raised. The one thing you need to do. What is that one thing we need to do?
Oh, do I want to give all my secrets away?
Go on. I twist your arm.
You know what? The one thing you need to do is about the simplest thing of all.
Mm-hmm.
You need to ask for the sale.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing people don't. They might get excited about the product. They might even tell you how great it is. And then they walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I've had, and this was a male client, to be fair, I've had a male client say, oh, well, if they're interested, they'll buy from me. They'll just inquire.
No.
What if you don't ask them to?
Yeah.
That is the one thing we forget. We forget to ask them to buy.
Yeah.
We forget to tell them what we want them to do next.
That's a really good point. And I've recently redoing my website, looking at call to actions on pages and things to get people to take action. And the more that you think about every opportunity, is that, where are you giving people a call to action?
That's right. I mean, if you've got a great blog and they want to learn more, click here. You're asking them to do something. If you've got a great product, you give them plenty of buttons to be able to buy it. It's the same thing when you're out face to face. If you've got something good to talk about that creates a generally great result in other people's lives, then give them the chance to buy it off you. Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed. People who show interest is I started saying, well, look, I offer everyone who's interested and that for their business a free 20-minute call.
Yeah, I mean,
card and I'll book it. I'll give you a call and book it in.
And giving things away free is a great way of getting introductions into people who are genuinely interested, but aren't quite sure of the buying process and aren't quite sure of the value yet.
Yes.
As long as you don't give too much away. I mean, I used to give an hour away.
Yeah. Same.
That costs you.
It does.
I mean, call is a great way of qualifying your clients.
It is, because the reason I learned from that is because I used to drive somewhere which was, Auckland, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, quite easily to meet someone, the call, and then drive back. And it was like 3 hours out of my day. And then you're going, oh no, that's not like going, oh my God, I've just lost 3 hours.
Pretty much is where we go. And actually, there's nothing wrong with having that call from home or having that Skype from home.
Yeah.
The driving, especially Auckland.
Yeah.
It's horrendous now. Why are you wasting time sitting in the car?
Yeah. And you can usually qualify people quite quickly. Once you get really clear on your value and your niche and how you'll help someone, you can usually, I find that process gets quicker and quicker. The more that you get really clarity around what you do, the quicker it comes through, right?
Absolutely. And look, getting clear on your own value is great, but there should be one or two questions, hard questions that you can ask around your product or service that actually tells you whether this customer is right for you or not. Yeah,
cool. Tell us about what you've done with what kind of questions do you ask people, hard questions that you find work for you?
One of mine really is, are you prepared to do the things you don't want to do?
Love it. Because you're asking people to change, and people's natural resistance is, oh, no, don't want to change.
And the other thing is, what if I tell you you're being an idiot about something? How are you going to react? Because I'm about accountability and I'm tough. And I don't mince words, as we know. So hard not to swear. So I need to know my clients are going to be able to take that and take that on board and actually get the results they want by learning from.
Yeah, so being up to the challenge is a big one, isn't it?
So much so. Yeah. I mean, most clients they've already started a business, and where's the biggest challenge other than that? But, come on, face facts, guys. Sometimes you've got to get out of your own way.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. And then that leads us on to your third point. How many times do I follow up?
No, isn't that an interesting question? I actually asked that at a networking group.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I bet you've got a wide variety of answers too.
Well, I did, but they are my group too, so they've been told this before, so they shouldn't have got it wrong.
Doesn't mean they won't, right?
70 to 80% of your sales will be made between the 5th and 12th follow-up.
Wow, that's good. The 5th and 12th follow-up. So did you say 70?
Yeah.
Wow.
70 to 80% of sales.
Yeah.
So people say to me, I phoned twice, they're clearly not interested. If they haven't given you a no, they're still interested.
Yeah. And I've got a question for you around that, because there's I can't afford you right now, and when I've got this project sorted, they're kind of almost the excuse.
Yeah, that's right. But they can't afford you right now. Well, what if you can show them a way that they can afford you?
Yeah.
I've got to wait until I've got this project sorted. And what happens when the next one comes up? What if I can show you how to manage your time better?
Yeah.
It's just about listening to what that objection actually is.
Yeah. Great. Because those are the questions I hear lots of people talk about. So this is great.
But all the objections are only interest.
Yeah.
So to stop an objection is a daft thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. I like it. Okay, so what about the ones who express an interest? Yes, let's get started. After Christmas, you email them, you phone them 5 or 6 times, and they don't respond to either of them, the emails or phone calls.
Well, what was wrong when they said, yes, let's get started after Christmas? Great, I'll send you my contract and we'll book the date in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why am I following them up after Christmas? Now, if they're not signing the contract or they won't book a date in, then there's something there that you haven't answered. There's some value proposition they're looking for.
Yeah.
You haven't answered.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Just keep going until you get the yes.
So keep contacting them, keep emailing them, keep calling them until you get hold of them.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't have to call them every week. You might actually say to them, great, you're not ready now. Can I call you in a couple of weeks? Or can I call you in a month?
Yeah.
But if you say that, do it.
Yes.
Follow it up.
Yes, that is the key, isn't it?
Because if you don't do it, they'll know you don't follow things up, and therefore why would they buy you at all?
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you're providing someone, especially with productivity and time saving stuff, that's a challenge for them. So the fact that they're not following up and responding on time shows that they're out of, they've got, that's still a challenge for them in their business. So you can help them. Fantastic. Another question, more questions here. What do you think are some of the most common fears? Because fear is the thing that stops us, right? The common fears around selling.
My product's not good enough.
Okay. Yeah.
So we believe in it, but nobody else will.
Yeah.
My product won't sell for that price.
Yeah, that's a biggie. Yeah, prices people don't undervalue.
Just all the time. But if you put your prices up, you generally lose 30% of your customers, and you generally make 10% more money.
Yeah.
So, less work for more money. Hang on a moment.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Oh, I love it. It's so true. So true. And what do you think? Like, I'm thinking about some specific stuff I've seen going on, specifically in networking, probably, and various organisations and stuff. What do you think? The most common mistakes that people make when they, maybe they haven't come from a background they've done selling before. What do you think the most common mistakes people kind of over eager beavers make when selling?
I suppose the most common one we all sort of relate to is the insurance salesperson that won't leave you alone and wants to sell you a product come hell or high water. And salespeople, to be good at sales, you have to go with the same ratio, 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Like, yeah.
If you're going to be good at sales, you really have to listen.
Yes, it's a very good point.
When selling, we don't talk to reply, we talk to listen. We talk to find out information, to find the triggers that we can then interest people in faster.
Nice. That's great. And do you think people who don't have much of a selling background, what would you recommend? Like, they went on a course to learn more about it, they watched, TED Talks, or watched, how do you think, someone in a small business starting out would get confident around selling? What would you recommend?
Well, stop thinking that it's selling for the first thing.
Yeah, cool.
If you're not good at selling in your head, you don't want to go out and sell.
Yeah, exactly.
However, you've got a product or a widget or something that does something wonderful. So talk about that.
Yeah.
Even better, go and network, tell others about your wonderful product and get them to sell it for you and you sell theirs.
Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice. I was thinking of the example of, going to the Chamber of Commerce and just, I call them the business card whores who go out and try and shove business cards at you. They'll walk up and go, here's my card, kind of. They don't even bother to, or you don't even get their name sometimes.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Look at the card going, who is this here?
Look, but it's a situation that you can control. You can take their card, or you can grab their card in their hand at the same time, shake it, and start a conversation.
Yeah.
Because they might be so nervous they don't know how to do it any other way.
Oh, exactly.
You might have something great to offer.
Yeah, that's true. They often become a bit of a like the repelling magnet. Everyone's like scattering, running away from them.
Absolutely.
So would you say that is there anything new in the world of selling? Obviously online is a big part of what we do in terms of selling these days. Would you say that I'm thinking about Facebook ads and retargeting and all the things that people can do now in terms of selling? Would you say that's changed the landscape for people in terms of business and selling?
Oh, look, I think it has. I think people are trying to react to people on an online medium, but for small and medium businesses, in the end of the day, you've got to buy the person. So at some point, you've got to come offline. Yeah. So unless your product's really crystal clear, really easy, I think you're just going to struggle.
Yeah. Getting out there and meeting people, talking to people.
Yeah.
The game. And the more that you talk to people about what you do, the more clear you are too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that process of dialogue is quite important. Tell me, what would you say would have been your biggest mistakes when you started out in your own business?
My biggest mistakes were probably not being confident enough. There is some truth to if you can't make it, fake it to start with.
Yeah.
Put on your game face and just get out there.
Yeah.
Following up was another one, or they don't want to hear from me.
Yeah.
But again, that's a lack of confidence.
Yes, it is. It's a really good point.
But I was always kind of a prolific networker, so eventually that's what helped me kick off really, really well.
Yeah, me too. It's where you're creating those connections with people and the know, like, and trust. So then they're ready to listen to you, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they'll be more patient with you if you're a bit nervous too.
But even if you say I'm nervous, can someone help me? I'm nervous. Then yes, it's going to be totally going to help you.
Yeah.
If someone says to you, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm nervous, will you talk to me? Will you help me? Unless you're a nasty person, you're going to say yes. What do you need?
I'm gonna go into some. What percentage of your time do you spend focusing on selling?
Focusing on selling?
Yeah, or actually doing it. Like, what percentage of your week or day, or
I probably put 20% of my week into selling.
cool. And is that like every day, or is it blocks or chunks, or?
Well, as a highly scheduled, organised person, selling tends to be, I mean, purposeful selling, as in I've actually put some time to sell, is time in my diary to do that, either by networking, calling.
Yeah.
Unconsciously selling is when I'm out there and I see an opportunity.
Yes.
So 20% is conscious, actual purposeful selling. 80% of my time is unconsciously selling, because if I'm not selling all the time, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah. So everything's an opportunity to either connect with someone new, yeah.
I mean, even you're talking with a client, they may want to do something different. Have you got a course for that? Have you got another widget for that? Do they need something else from you? Do they know someone like them who needs you?
Totally. And that's a great question to ask, isn't it? I've got a client I've been working with for about a year now, and she's my ideal client, and our last session I said to her, you know what? I'd love to meet some more of you.
But for the client, is that? Dear client, you're so perfect. I want to meet more people like you. I mean, it's a great thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a win. It's a win for them too. If we're helping out their friends and colleagues have more successful businesses, even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to share the love, eh? Most of the time, eh? So I'm coming to our very last question. And this is the question I ask all of my interviewees. If you could go back in time and give one piece of advice to yourself when you were starting out, what would that one piece of advice be?
Oh, I hate questions like this.
Time machine.
Charge more.
Yes.
Just when you start, whatever you think your price should be, double it and then go to market.
Yes, that's such a good piece. I had that. I was really lucky. I went to, when I first started in business, I think I was business for about 4 weeks, and a friend of mine dragged me along to B&I. I was quivering and shaking, and oh my God, I have to stand up and speak for 60 seconds about myself. I could feel the sweat dripping down the inside of my armpits. I was just horrified. I stood up going, I swear I felt like everyone could see me quivering, but apparently no one did. I met with one of the business coaches who was there, and he was lovely. He's funny. He's like, what's your hourly rate? What do you charge? And I told him, nah, double it, then add an extra $20 for project management time. I went, oh okay. But you know what? Best piece of advice ever. I agree. But yeah, we totally undervalue ourselves, don't we?
All the time.
Yeah, that's great. I heartily agree. That was the best piece of advice I got given to when I started. Hey, Sarah, thanks so much for your time. Is there something you'd like to direct people to after this interview specifically on your page, or an event you've got coming up that people might be interested in?
Not at the moment, but do go to the website, which is businessturbobooster.com. But my contact details are on there. And if anyone's got a selling question or a stuck point, very happy to talk to them and just give them a little portion of my time.
Fantastic. Yeah, we qualified that. Everyone listening, that's a little portion. Not the hour, and it will be by phone or Skype or Zoom. Hey, Sarah, thanks so much for your time today, and I will look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks for having me.